Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. Alright, Steelers fans, buckle up, because the offseason has been anything but dull, and what's happening right now could reshape the future of this storied franchise. We're witnessing a pivotal moment in the Steelers roster building, and it's all centered around one of the most significant moves in recent NFL history. The team has parted ways with George Pickkins, a young and promising receiver with a lot of upside, trading him to the Dallas Cowboys in exchange for draft compensation. Now, some of you might be thinking, what does that mean for Pittsburgh? Well, everything. It's a clear sign that the Steelers are looking to shake things up, to retool their offense, and to finally make a bold statement in the 2025 season. But let's take a deep dive into what this means for the team, the players involved, and what fans should expect moving forward. First off, losing Pickkins is no small thing. The young receiver showed flashes of brilliance, combining size, speed, and athleticism that made him one of the most tantalizing prospects in the league. But the NFL is a business, and sometimes tough decisions have to be made to shape the roster for the future. With Pickkins gone, the Steelers are left with a pretty significant question mark at wide receiver. Who's going to step up and be the primary target for whoever is throwing the ball? That's the big question on everyone's mind right now. Because, let's be honest, the quarterback situation is still very much in flux. Aaron Rodgers has been linked to the Steelers for months, and fans are eager, almost desperate, for that deal to materialize. But as of now, nothing concrete has been announced, and the uncertainty lingers. Will Rodgers actually sign with Pittsburgh? That's the million-dollar question, and it's key to understanding what this team's offense might look like in 2025. Meanwhile, behind the presumed number one receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, who might be a free agent or could resign, the Steelers are left with a rather thin and unproven group of pass catchers. Pat Freiermuth, the team's fantastic tight end, is undoubtedly a key piece in the passing game, especially as a reliable target in the middle of the field. But as a tight end, he's not necessarily the answer for the outside receiver spot or the secondary receiver behind Metcalf. The other options, Calvin Austin, Robert Woods, Roman Wilson, are all intriguing but haven't proven they can carry a heavy load yet. Austin is a speedster, a burner who could stretch the field. Woods, once a reliable veteran, has seen better days and struggled last season. Wilson, a promising rookie from Michigan, showed versatility but is still raw. So the question remains, if the Steelers want to contend in 2025, they need to significantly upgrade their weapons. And that's where the big news comes in. There's an ongoing buzz about Keenan Allen, a veteran wide receiver who, for years, has been one of the most consistent and dependable pass catchers in the league. Allen is a player that Steelers fans know well, even if he spent most of his career with the Los Angeles Chargers. He's never quite reached that true elite status, but he's been a high-end talent for well over a decade, earning 6 Pro Bowl selections and consistently producing at a high level. Just 2 seasons ago, Allen racked up over 200 receiving yards, proving he still has plenty to offer. Now, at 33 years old, it might seem like he's past his prime, but don't let that fool you. This guy still knows how to get open, how to make tough catches, and how to be a reliable target for any quarterback. And here's the kicker, Allen's skill set fits perfectly with what the Steelers need right now. Pittsburgh's offense has been built around a combination of physicality and speed, with Metcalf providing that deep threat on the outside, stretching defenses vertically. But the team has lacked a true slot receiver who can consistently produce yards after the catch, someone who can be a safety valve for the quarterback, especially in third-down situations. Allen could fill that role perfectly. Last season, he ran more than half of his routes from the slot, hauling in nearly half of his receptions from that position. Even at 33, he's still quick, shifty, and savvy enough to create separation and win against coverage. It's worth noting that Allen's route-running ability, combined with his veteran savvy, would make him an immediate upgrade over current options like Robert Woods or Roman Wilson, who, while promising, haven't yet proven they can handle that workload. Now, let's talk about the fit. The Steelers have a young star in DK Metcalf, who's primarily a deep threat and outside receiver. Pairing him with Allen in the slot, or as a secondary target, would give the offense a much-needed dimension. The two wouldn't form an all-time elite duo, but they'd be a formidable pairing capable of stretching defenses vertically and creating mismatches all over the field. Allen's ability to win in the slot would complement Metcalf's outside speed, giving the quarterback, whoever it ends up being, a reliable, consistent target underneath and in the middle of the field, which has been a missing piece for Pittsburgh for quite some time. But let's not forget, this move makes even more sense if the Steelers are not necessarily trying to win the Super Bowl in 2025, but rather building for the future. There has been speculation that Pittsburgh might be considering a strategic rebuild, perhaps tanking a bit to secure a higher draft pick for a quarterback class that's expected to be loaded in 2026. If that's their plan, then signing a veteran like Allen might seem counterintuitive. However, if they are genuinely aiming to compete, to really challenge in the AFC North, then adding a player of Allen's caliber makes perfect sense. It's about balancing the roster, giving the young quarterback, whoever it might be, a reliable weapon, and ensuring the offense is not a liability but a true strength. And it's not just about Allen's on-field production. It's about the leadership, the veteran presence, the professionalism he brings to the locker room. Pittsburgh has always been known for its gritty, blue-collar mentality, and adding a seasoned vet like Allen would reinforce that culture. Plus, his familiarity with the league, his route running, and his ability to produce in clutch moments could help the Steelers in close games, which they've often lost in recent seasons due to offensive struggles. Now, there's been some talk about the Steelers trying to make a splash in free agency this offseason, and signing Allen would be a statement move. It would send a clear message to the division and the NFL that Pittsburgh is serious about contending, about re-establishing themselves as a powerhouse. Of course, it all depends on the financials and whether the team believes Allen can still bring that high level of play. But the potential is there, and it's exciting to think about what this offense could look like with Allen, Metcalf, Freiermuth, and a hopefully improved defensive line blocking for them. Of course, some fans might be skeptical, wondering if this is the right move or if Pittsburgh should focus on younger players, building through the draft, or even tanking for that quarterback in 2026. Those are valid questions, but the reality is that veteran presence and proven production matter, especially when you're trying to turn around a team that's been searching for offensive consistency for years. Allen's experience, his football IQ, and his knack for making plays in critical moments could be exactly what this team needs to push over the edge. So, is this a done deal? Not quite yet. But all signs point to the Steelers being very interested, and if they manage to pull it off, it could be one of the most impactful signings of the offseason. Imagine a Steelers offense with a healthy, motivated Allen slotting in as that reliable, high-yield target in the middle, paired with Metcalf's explosive outside presence. It's a combination that could elevate the entire team, provide stability for a young quarterback, and keep Pittsburgh competitive in what promises to be a fiercely contested AFC North. And let's not forget, this is a franchise with a rich history of making shrewd moves and building championship-caliber teams. The Steelers have always valued toughness, discipline, and smart football decisions. Bringing in Keenan Allen fits that mold perfectly. It's about upgrading the offense, making bold moves, and staying true to their identity as a team that fights hard and plays smart. If this move materializes, it could be the catalyst for a new era in Pittsburgh, one where they are once again among the top contenders in the league. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now I want to hear from you Steelers fans. What's your take on this potential signing? Do you think Keenan Allen still has what it takes to be a difference maker in Pittsburgh? Or are you more skeptical, thinking the team should focus on developing young players and building through the draft? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers organization. Remember, this is a fan community, and your voice helps shape the conversation. I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and news, so stay tuned for all the latest Pittsburgh Steelers information. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Thanks for sticking with me, Steelers Nation. Let's keep the passion alive and keep pushing forward. Because, at the end of the day, we're all in this together, and the future is bright for the Pittsburgh Steelers.